Welcome to another episode of Cork in the North podcast. Andrew here again, joined by my regular co-host, who's just about to finish a 6-month probationary period.
Yep.
He's currently under review.
When you started that sentence, I thought I was in actual trouble for something because we don't know with me, you know what I mean? But you were referring to the podcast.
No, your back must be sore from carrying this podcast.
Oh, look, it always is. I have felt a bit. I've been going to, what do you call it, a physio?
Yeah.
I've booked in a private physio just for every time I do this podcast with the clips I create and the content I make. It just, you know what it's like. It just keeps going and going.
You know, would you believe it? Actually, tomorrow I'm in Ulster Hospital for 3 hours tomorrow. For my
Care
arm,
to divulge?
my shoulder.
Your arms. I think you were talking about this before.
So my arm is a bit. My left arm is a lot heavier than my right arm, and my fingers are numb in the mornings, and I feel like a massive weight. And I've gone to the physio that I go to in Belfast, and she said to me like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I explained. I thought it was like a trapped nerve. I said, "Just kick the shit out of my shoulder because it's probably trapped in the shoulder and it kind of goes down into the arm." So she kicked the shit out of my shoulder, and that was 45 quid. I'll never fucking spend again because the arm was the exact same. So I went to the GP, got an appointment with the GP, went in to see the GP, who's younger than me, and I don't trust that.
Yeah.
You're younger than me. Anyway, he got me an appointment, and yeah, I'm going in tomorrow. I've got 3 hours in there tomorrow. I have to be in there for a scan. I have to be in early. I don't know. I'd say majority of the time is me just waiting around.
So this is through the NHS?
Yeah, I'm not paying for it.
Fucking leeching bastard.
paying for
Hey,
it.
fuck, come up to my fucking country.
I pay into the system.
You pay your taxes.
I pay my taxes, so I'm entitled to go to the GP.
I can take a little for
Yeah.
I'll give you this one.
And you're going down to Dublin and you're spending money. You're using the services down there. You don't contribute fucking anything.
What services down there? There's fuck all down there.
What do you mean it's fuck all down there? It's the land of hope and freedom and European Union membership. What have you got up here?
It's a good
fucking
point,
lack
actually.
of functioning government,
It's a good
constant
point.
stress and post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, you can buy a house pretty cheaply.
Yeah,
but then the compromise is then you are living in fucking areas where you walk out if you wear Irish soccer jerseys. People are like, "Are you sure about that?" And I go, "I'm 100% confident."
Yep.
Aaron, it's great to see you back. You were in America.
Oh,
I
land of the
watched
free.
Land of the Free. No hope, but Land of the Free.
They here's the motto of America that I've seen. When you go to Disney World, out of all places, they have the Hall of Presidents, and it's actually a fucking really cool adult thing to do at Disney World, where they give you a full presentation of like the history of America and blah blah blah. And the motto of America is designed for peace, built for war. Isn't that fucking dreadful? Designed for peace, built for war.
The Northern Ireland one should be built for war, designed for peace. Now we've got fucking nothing.
Do you want to fry?
Do you want to fry?
That is,
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Apparently down south. What a down south fry? What do they not have in it? There's something they don't have in it that we do.
Potato bread.
Potato bread.
Yeah, we don't have potato bread
That's why I'm against United Ireland.
because of the potato bread.
Because we can't lose that potato bread.
I'm against
We need to. There has to be like a Good Friday agreement where if there's a United Ireland, we got to keep. I insist in the UK we keep the potato bread.
Listen, we are open to negotiating all things that will make people from the north feel included.
Okay,
Like
Good.
the fry down south. So when I would have fry, I don't eat fries really anymore. But like you'd have black and white. I love white pudding. A lot of people don't like white pudding. I love black and white pudding, especially Clonakilty pudding.
Good.
Sausages, Dennehy sausages.
Okay.
Bacon. It could be Dennehy. I can't remember who makes them. A couple of slices of toast. I am not keen on beans.
Me neither.
Not keen on beans in a breakfast, but I love a fried egg with a runny yolk.
Aye,
I
that's
cut
okay.
I cut my toast into soldiers. Maybe
Oh,
you cut it
okay,
into
okay,
soldiers and you
all
dip
right.
it into the egg
Yeah,
cup.
yeah, you
But
can do that.
I did, yeah. And then a bit of dirty salt as well.
Yeah.
A cup of tea, and then sit there. And I'm not keen on mushrooms.
No.
I will cut a tomato in half and fry it for a while.
Okay.
Would you ever have fried bread? French bread?
Oh, I have. Yes. I've had it before, but I wouldn't have.
I mean, looking back at it now, what I was doing to your heart was probably disgusting. But that's what I think the southern fry is. What's the northern fry?
Northern fry, from what I can remember, is because fucking. I think we've. See, here's the thing. What the English do in their fry? Because, man, it's probably apart from steal it from the Irish. But what would they probably have? Because the tomato thing's always weird to me. because they literally, it's like a big lump of tomato, you know. I prefer it if I don't know. I'm on a fucking.
Do the English do a lot of tomatoes? You know, the little small
I feel like
tomatoes.
they do. Oh, the cherry tomatoes. You know,
the cherry ones.
I actually don't mind that. But yeah, the English I feel like do something weird, but I can't put my finger.
What
on
they do
it.
is they look at other fries and then they just take over.
They do,
and then they have their own.
Have a little
fry.
bit from the Indian fry,
a little bit from the Irish fry, the Argentinian fry, and they bring it all together, and then they complain that they don't have anything themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, America, talk to me. You're in Philadelphia. You were working. What were you doing?
I was delivering a keynote presentation to one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies.
Oh,
in
so corporate. You're so in the system.
I am so. I am.
You are Bill Gates 2.0. You're taking over. The earth is flat. The COVID vaccine is a mistake. You are part of the problem. Butler.
Anything for an invoice is my motto.
I'll have to pay it. I'll have to pay the invoice.
No problem at all. They haven't paid it yet, but they will. They will.
You're going to fly out there again. And
Yeah. But it was really good. Yeah, it was good fun. Did an hour and a half keynote presentation, and then
what was the presentation about? The Ulster Fry.
What makes elite teams, Andrew?
Elite teams. You're self-employed. You
Exactly.
work on your own.
Who better?
Who the fuck has taken advice off someone that has no staff to lead a team?
Andrew, it's all about the growth mindset, okay? And that is what I teach.
Growth mindset.
In my keynotes,
right,
you know what I mean?
Pitch to me how I can grow my mindset or have my mindset growing. Whatever
Andrew,
its fucking phrase is called.
I mean, look, that's already a very fixed mindset approach that you're taking, and I'm going to need you to open up your mind for me. I have a ringing in my ear. If I got tinnitus, I don't know what's happening. Can you hear? No, I'm all good now. How do we ring it? Maybe I need to go to the Ulster with you.
You got something in your ear.
I thought I started hearing like a ringing in my ear.
I think that was actually the sound of your own bullshit.
It was.
That was coming in.
It
your ear.
was, or it's whenever money gets mentioned, I get very excited, and my brain goes. And it short
But then again, on
circuits.
your tax return, you make a loss every year. It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, I make a big loss on my tax return. Fucking that makes me sad. I mean, here's the thing. I'm for taxes. I understand it. I get it. Like, I'm happy to pay it, but also, it's sad.
Oh, yeah.
Also, like, I get the system, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I get it.
I'm getting a new accountant. I'm going from potentially one accountant in London to an accountant in Liverpool, and already I notice a difference in how they tell me how to deal with my accounts.
They're like, how much tax do you want to pay, Andrew? That's how they approach
the London
it.
accountant is, this is what you have to pay. This is what you got to do. The Liverpool accountant is more like, whoa. You shouldn't be paying that much.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Well,
But
I like that already.
I like that.
Get me in touch with them,
I like
guys.
that too much. So this keynote message, you're talking for an hour and a half on a stage in Philadelphia.
Yes.
That is what's that Will Smith TV show, is it? West Philadelphia Born
The
and
Fresh
Raised.
Prince of Bel-Air.
Is that
I was the fresh keynote speaker of West Philadelphia, yeah.
This guy
of
from
Belfast.
I love how a guy from West Belfast
Has managed.
who is self-employed to deliver a keynote speech on team. Who were you leading? The fucking Ra? Like, what were you doing?
I mean, I could and have before, and again, that's another invoice I'm happy to take, lads.
So give me some of your messages. What were you talking about?
Andrew, it's all about perspective.
What was your icebreaker?
My icebreaker was...
Jerry Adams
I tell you what,
was a great leader.
No. He was.
And he was a leader, but never led, because he was never there to lead. He was never confirmed to be a leader, but that's why he was such a good leader, because no one knew, was he a leader?
That's Jerry, and the Americans could really relate to Jerry on many different levels.
All right, what was your opening gambit?
My opening gambit was I did it about my name, just because. So I say, you'll like this. No, I'll give. This is a little bit behind. I'm pulling the curtain back for all the viewers here.
Aaron's revealing his true self.
This is do you remember that?
Full of fucking shit.
Oh, totally. Remember that TV show? It was the magicians breaking the magician's code, or the the masked magician.
Penn and Teller.
Penn Teller did it as well. There was another guy called the masked magician who wore like a big fucking gimp mask or whatever, and like he would do the fucking here is how the trick is real. So this is how this was my opening bit for the. I first off knew that people in America they're obsessed with that. They call me AA Ron because the Key and Peele sketch. Have you ever seen it? So Sean's seen it, and all the Americans have seen it. So I talk about I talk about my name's very all over the world. People say my name differently. In Philadelphia, you for some reason call me Ron as in reference to the infamous Key and Peele sketch, and they all fucking like it's corporate. So anything at all you say that has a resemblance of humor gets a big hit. And then I go, but I've noticed from traveling the world, people say my name differently. I say in America, they say Aaron. In England, they say Aaron. And back home where I'm from, my parents say, "You're 33, why are you still living in our house?" And then, hey-oh, we're off to the races. And then I go, that's just a little joke, I don't have any parents. And then I go, that's just another joke, don't report me to HR. And then we're into the bit.
And that's your opening gambit.
That's my opening gambit.
That's your big... I think if I was an American corporate person, I think that's a solid gambit though, because you've got a joke, you've got to pull back and reveal, punchline, tagline. The comedy structure is on point.
Thank you. You
And
got the rule of three there too.
Then it went all downhill then, did it?
Then it went all downhill. That's the sort of thing with those gigs. I call them gigs. It's a fucking corporate thing. Like, it's not really different from a stand-up gig, but because I come from the stand-up background, you sort of feel like you're cheating the system a little bit, because you've did way tougher audiences. Like, you do a fucking bar in fucking Cookstown to 40 people, they're chatting shite the whole way through your set, and you go to this and they're all just watching and see, because they're all in work mode and they're all like, oh, we have to be very, behaved and stuff like that. There's no chit chat out of them. They're just there to listen, then hang on to everything you say. And so, like, it's easy. Like, it feels easier than fucking doing some rare stand-up gig. And there's no pressure to make people laugh. But when you do make people laugh,
it's an extra bonus. It's an extra bonus.
It's an extra bonus. It's easier to do, and they think, oh my God, we're having fun and learning at the same time.
Americans learning.
I know.
I'm hosting the Irish Hairdressers Award. What? Sean has just knocked the camera there.
Sean, are you okay
Sean,
today?
what the fuck is wrong with you today, Sean?
Relax, Sean, you're stressing me out. You're stressing out. I'm just to go for surgery tomorrow.
He's a leader. He's a leader.
Sean, come to me. What can I do?
What is going on with you today, Sean? Is a girlfriend not talking to you?
Is the girlfriend not talking to you?
She's not talking to you.
She is with that haircut. That's a sweet haircut he's got. I tell you, he's been beating the ladies away, Sean, if anything.
What people don't realise is before this podcast started, producer Sean was gotten a haircut, and then Aaron and Sean were talking about haircut, and they did the most Belfast thing ever. He goes, "Where did you get your haircut? Where did you get your haircut, Sean?" In his brothers. Yeah, and straight away, where I got my haircut, how much did that cost you? I don't pay for haircuts.
I don't.
This is the most fucking Belfast thing ever.
No one pays for
Belfast
haircuts,
pays for a fucking haircut.
Nope, we all have.
Where'd you get your haircut? Ah, me cousin.
Yep.
Where'd you get your haircut? Ah, my sister-in-law. Hey, who's fucking? No one's making any money from hairdressers. Yeah, everyone seems to have perfect hair.
Where do you get your haircut?
Hollywood. £15, and I give her a £5 tip.
That's very nice.
I give her 20% tip.
15's good.
15 quid, yeah, and she's really nice, and it's that bog standard sort of basic chat that I love. You're from the south? And I go, yeah. What's it like down there? I goes, I live up here. What are you doing here? I said, living. Like, and it's just... And
do you have the same conversation every day? She got dementia?
She's all right.
That's all right. That's all right.
But I am hosting soon. I'm hosting the Irish Hairdressers Awards. The Hairdresser Awards.
Okay. Where is that?
In Shelburne in Dublin.
Okay, nice.
So there's going to be maybe 600 hairdressers.
Very glamorous.
Mate.
Tell you what, if there's a night
terrified.
I was going to say, what are you going to do?
I'm going to walk up and go, hello, so where have you been? Are you going on any holidays planned? What do you want me to do here? A little bit of short off the back and sides?
Well, yeah, but like...
Show me the skin fades.
I would feel more pressure on how my hair looked as I was doing that than the actual gig.
Oh, listen, if I've already...
Because they'll all be looking at you.
I'm going to look for bald people in the audience. And I'm going to go, what are you doing here, man? You should be in Turkey getting a transplant.
Do you know, I'd tell you one of the most fucking... not embarrassing for me, but embarrassing for the guy that it was involved with. I was in uni, Ulster University, Jordanstown, right? I've no problem just saying who this guy even is or anything, because fuck it, like, it's still mortified.
Still on probation.
Hit me, yes. So we were all leaving. Our lecture had about 100 people in it. We're all leaving. Everyone's filtering out. And this guy at the very end goes, sir, I'm not going to be able to make next week's lecture. And the lecturer's like, oh, why not? He goes, I'm competing in the Hair Olympics next week. And this guy was dead.
The what?
The Hair Olympics. This guy was...
Hair?
The Hair Olympics. I know. It sounded like I said the Hair Olympics, which I am judging every year.
Like, there's a competition for people's hair.
Yeah. The hair Olympics. We'll need to Google it, but this guy was like, I'm competing in the
What the
hair
hell?
Olympics. I'm gonna miss next week's lecture. Now, here's a few things. If you are competing in the hair Olympics, rule number 1 is don't announce to your full class that you're competing.
Rule number 1 of hair Olympics: don't mention hair Olympics. There's a hair Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this.
Just Google hair Olympics.
So, how old was he?
He was 21.
And did he have good hair?
Oh, I have to give him credit. He had hair that any of us would die for.
Oh my God, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a. Oh, hold on. The hair Olympics. Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Oh, my.
And this guy said it casual as you like. I'm just competing in the hair Olympics next week. Fucking, is that my car? Sean, is the Ra here? What is going on?
Susan said hair Olympics.
Yeah, they got me. Fuck. Andrew, run.
The hair Olympian, he's here. He's coming with a short back and sides. Oh my God! Oh look! I see what it is. Yeah, it's all very creative stuff and like jewelry in your hair. That's fuck. There's a woman there and she's got like a fucking like a horn of hair going up and it's all for fuck's sake.
This guy came back with like 2 pink mohawks.
The hair Olympics. The hair Olympics.
What? Sean,
what fucking next? The fucking.
You just laughing at the hair Olympics.
I can open a front door Olympics. Look at he's got gold medal for unlocking the door.
The podcast
this is
Olympics.
ridiculous. I would have roasted that fella.
Oh,
I'd love it if he's bald now. But I'd love it if he's bald.
I've checked up. He's actually his hair's got better over the year.
Really?
Like, oh my, this guy's never losing it. Like he's got like the thickest, most beautiful like head of Italian hair you could ever imagine.
Dark
jet fucking black.
And is he good looking as well?
He's gorgeous. I hated him.
I'd say he gets so many DMs.
Oh, he did. But the thing about him, if he ever listens to this, I mean, he lives in Australia now or whatever. I am slagging him off here. I'm sure he's a nice guy or whatever. Great hair, whatever else. But he was fucking thick as 2 planks. Like, oh my God. This guy was fucking like fucking Aaron. No, right. Here's the thing. He will beat my fucking, and that's fine.
He's in Australia. What's he going to do?
He might fly back for me. I don't know. He's probably doing very well in life with his fucking hair and good looks and whatever. But he just, the fact he announced it, and he announced it so, like, blasé. I'm just competing in it. Like, fucking, you know, I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, my God. That is phenomenal. The hair Olympics.
The hair Olympics.
If you could take part in the Olympics, what would your sport be?
Oh, the wee thing with the ribbon. And you do a wee...
That's such a you thing.
I do that, yeah. And I just do it repeatedly.
Oh, it's like, is that the one of the gymnastics?
I don't know.
Dressage is with a horse.
That's horse, yeah. I do it on a horse.
He's just like fucking running around with a horse.
And I beat at the horse with it. Yeah.
You should run around. I should be at the hair Olympics. I'm at the wrong Olympics.
It's men's rhythm and gymnastics. That's
men's
called.
Rhythm and gymnastics.
That would be my thing, yeah. I actually did a sketch about it pre-COVID. I'll send you. It's very funny.
I think I would do the swimming, but not. No, I can't really swim. So I would.
You would float?
No, but what I do is I'd be in like lane 4, and I'm about to go in like the qualifier, and then I just bomb in.
Yeah.
And then I just, instead of going up, I start going across the lanes and just start interfering with them all.
Oh yeah.
I start pissing in the pool, like to pretend I'm drowning. Like, do you know what I mean? Armbands.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's it called, a banana boat. Just going around fucking chopping people every day. Just smashing at them. Like, I think I would do that. I'd love to. I used to run marathons when I was in my 20s. Before I was a comedian, I used to do a lot of running. I've run a few marathons. Half marathons was my speciality. 10Ks and stuff like that. I'd love to have been able to have taken part in like competitive running when I was in my 20s.
Okay.
But the thing about like people nowadays, I was thinking about this, is like, you know, the way everyone now is like running marathons, which I think is fantastic.
Yes.
And people are raising money for really, really good charities.
It'd be really funny if you were the anti-marathon run guy right now, if you were to take that stand.
But the thing about it is that like, when I did my marathon thing, I wasn't on Instagram. No. I wasn't on Facebook.
You didn't get the praise.
I know. I would just go running and I would do my times.
For you.
And I would have to write my times down on a piece of paper, and I would have a watch, and then I've got a little sat nav. So I had my watch, a little sat nav thing, and I used to have to carry this massive thing in my arm. But now it's all about fucking follow me on my journey to 10K and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, really? I don't want to see the journey. I want to see you at the end. I don't want to see fucking follow me on the journey. Like, fucking Get off your fucking ass.
Yes.
You should be doing this anyway, and don't be putting it up online. Aren't you so fucking brave? There's people out there running marathons before breakfast.
Right.
And they're not putting it up on Instagram.
No.
But I do think some of them are a bit up their own arse when it comes to marathon running. It's kind of like, I look at them and I go, oh, I'm running for a cancer charity. That's amazing. Fair play to you.
Yeah.
My mum died of cancer. I'm totally cool. I'm on board by that.
Yeah.
But then there's a little part of me going like, all right, you're amazing. Like if I did it in my time, I think I would have put it up on Instagram. But now I'm like looking at it and I'm just like going, fucking hell, right, I get it. You're running a marathon. Fair play to you. I have donated to people I've donated to 4 people this year who run a marathons.
Oh, I've did
on the
loads.
basis then that I donate and then I mute their stories.
Yeah.
So I'll say, look, you can see that I've noticed it.
Yeah.
Now I'm withdrawing.
Yeah, I'm out of it. Yeah, my £20 entitles me to not have to look at your stuff ever again.
Exactly.
I don't have to like any of it. I don't have to comment on any of it.
Exactly.
I've donated. You got what you want out of me. Congratulations, you win.
And if you run that marathon and you die of a heart attack in it, I'm just saying, I ain't running a marathon to raise money for a heart attack.
And I want the money back.
And I want my 20 quid back.
Because it's not going to go to child. It's going to go to your funeral, clearly. And I don't want any stake in that. You know?
I ran the... did I ever tell you about the time I ran the London Marathon? I broke up with my girlfriend on the day of the final.
Why is every story you have always revolve around, I tell you when, and I broke up with my girlfriend this day too.
I'm such a fucking
loser. I went and bought bread, but I broke up with my girlfriend on that day as well.
So will I tell you what happened, right? So
yes.
I was running the London Marathon and I got a place in the London Marathon running for the Guide Dogs for the Blind. And I was working... Why is that so funny?
Because it sounds more like you're doing it for the dogs rather than the blind people. You're like, it's more for them and to get like kibble and veterinary care for after they work with the blind people.
I was running for the Guide Dogs for the Blind, right? And I was doing the... What? Why is that so? It's a fucking... I raised $3,000, Aaron.
It still sounds like you're saying it for the dogs.
I raised $3,000 for the Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Fuck yeah,
there's guide dogs walking around
living in a castle because you ran them
living in a castle, yeah. Just sitting there on pedigree chum, just be like going, oh, Andrew's 26.2k miles paid for this. So the fucking I raised $3,000 for the guide dogs for the blind.
Yep. Okay.
So blind people have I didn't raise money for the blind people. I raised money so that they could train dogs to help blind people.
The gay dogs have like Gucci fucking stuff.
The gay dogs have Gucci bags.
They've got that diamond fucking collars and stuff.
And then they've got like live, laugh, love across the front of their chest. Anyway, so the only charity that was left to raise money for was the guide dog for the blind.
Why? That's the only one left. It's like you went to a fair being like, oh fuck, cancer's gone, dementia's gone. What's left here? We've only got blind dogs for the guide dogs and the blind mate. And you're like, all right, I'll do it.
No, what happened was I didn't
Have
get
you no more Alzheimer's left? No, I can't remember.
any celiac disease charities.
No MS.
No MS. Motor neuron, anyone? No.
You know Parkinson's left? It's a shaky one. I wouldn't touch it.
It's like Cassie's run out of fucking chicken. Ah, shit. Guess I'll have a wrap.
Can't cope.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god, you passed probation there.
Oh, good.
So what happened was I didn't get my place in the ballot for the London Marathon. So the only way that you can get a place then is if you go with a charity. So I went on the website and looked at all the available charities, and the Guide Dogs for the Blind were the only ones that were available, right?
I wonder why that was last. I don't think there's a big queue of people being like, do you know what the world needs? I'm sorry.
So what to do is to say you have to raise a minimum amount, and then you get
Cheeky bastards.
Yeah, you have to raise the minimum amount. I think it was like $2,000.
Fuck.
So basically, you get your space in the London Marathon, but you have to. It's $2,000, and ideally you do that through charity fundraising. Mm-hmm. And if say you only raised $1,500 through charity, you have to pay $500 yourself. That's to get you your place. So I was working in a bank at the time, and the bank agreed to match the money for the Guide Dogs for the Blind. Right. So what I did was I raised something like, 1,500 quid, and they doubled it, and then it was $3,000. And then as soon as I was over the $2,000 threshold, I just stopped collecting money because I was like, I've done it.
Yeah.
So I went. So this is what happened. I was going out with a girl at the time, really nice girl actually. We were together a couple of months, and I was staying in her house out in Essex the night before the marathon, and I was starting in Greenwich, which is out kind of like by Charlton area. and you have to be start time, like say whatever 7 o'clock. And my target was, I thought I was good enough. I was running to 7.5 minute, 8 minute miles, but on shorter runs I could do like 7 minute miles. So my target was to do it in 3 hours 45, less than 3 hours 45. I get down to the start in Charlton, but that morning I got up that morning and I kind of had a bit too much food. I fueled up too much. I had too much porridge. Anyway, I had a bit of a heavy stomach. Got to mile 18 and had a mental breakdown.
At mile 18?
At mile 18, had a fucking mental breakdown.
Right.
I was running through a...
You were like, why am I doing this for dogs?
I don't even like
Why?
I don't even have a dog. Like every time I see a guide dog with a blind person, I walk past it and go, that was me, that was me. He's going to Tesco because of me. He's going to Tesco because of me. That's why
The fucking gay dogs are like super overqualified now. They've got like master's degrees.
They do. They've got fucking GCSEs. They've been put for uni. They've got a degree. Fucking
did a gap year over in Bali. Where's your dog? He's got a gap year over in Bali.
Why? Because Andrew broke down at mile 18.
And he needs time to recover. So mile 18 I have they call it hitting the wall, but I had a mental breakdown, and I got to the point where I needed to go to the toilet, right?
Okay.
So I was doing a Paula Radcliffe. Remember Paula Radcliffe?
I remember she
toilet,
pissed.
yeah.
Then she stopped to piss. She shit.
She had an incident.
No, we needed to establish here. Did she
She
shit
was
or
running
piss?
in the marathon, and she did everything.
She let it all.
I think she did everything.
Emptied the bowels. Okay.
And fair play to her. No better woman. No better woman.
Was there a
If
list
you want
of
any
women?
woman to piss on the street, you want Paula Radcliffe to piss in the street. Fair play to her. She can do whatever.
A lot of Paula Radcliffe's on Belfast on Friday nights. If you ever go.
Oh fuck! I'll tell you. Oh fuck! I saw something last week in Belfast, man.
Let's come back to it, but I'm excited.
So I'm running about mile 18, and there's people running past me dressed up as fucking Lego and like Spider-Man and Fathers for Justice. I just want to see me kids.
Oh fuck!
And I'm losing time, and mentally I'm going. Anyway, I'm running. And I've got my guide dog t-shirt on, like my guide dog t-shirt on, right? And as I'm running, what are you laughing at? Why is that so? That's not funny.
It's so funny. The whole thing is hilarious.
I'm going to put a picture of me at the end of this podcast with my medal. I actually have it here of my medal, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I break down. I get to and when you get to mile 16, mile 18, like there's still another 8 to go. Like it's an absolute fucking shit fuck in the head. Like,
yeah.
So I'm running anyway, and my battery's in my Walkman, not my Walkman, but like me this thing I had.
Wow.
Battery went, so I could now genuinely hear the crowd cheering, and I'm running, and there's just people shouting, "Go guide dogs!" Keep going, guide dogs. And I'm running and going, are you shouting for me? Is there another guide dog? I was like rival guide dog for the blind charity people around. I was like, I'm the fucking best guide dog for the blind person, right? So I finished the marathon anyway, and I'm in absolute bits. I did it in 4 hours and 40, 1 hour slower than what I wanted to do. From mile 18 to 26, I couldn't cope with it. I just couldn't cope with it. And 6 weeks later, I ran the Cork City Marathon. And I'll tell you how I wanted to get back. And then after that, I never ran again. But the thing is, I arrive at the finish line at the London Marathon. You arrive, and they literally put a medal on you straight away. Mm-hmm. And then the guide dogs for the blind had a massage parlour thing that they were going to put you in, right? So you go in for a free massage.
No.
I swear to God.
Just a bunch of fellas like this.
No. Well, no, like that was the charity. The guide dogs for the blind have their own tents and their own stalls. So when you finish running for the guide dogs, you walk in and they give you refreshments, they give you jellies, they give you sweets. They give you Lucas
wee biscuits shaped like bones. They're like, here you go.
There's a couple of dogs there as well. They have the dogs there as well, so you can see
model
this
is an example of what you've sponsored.
Mannequin dogs, and you put 10p into the you know when you put money into the mannequin dog for charity. The dog rocks forward and back like that, right?
And sings a wee song for Christmas.
So I'm in the guide dogs for the blind. I'm lying in this bed, and this man just starts rubbing me, you know, and he's going like,
he's like, I don't even work here, mate.
Yeah.
You looked really nice.
Yeah.
What's this for?
Oh, what the fuck?
So I grabbed my phone, and my girlfriend at the time was supposed to meet me.
Uh-huh.
We were supposed to go to a meeting point where I could meet her, and she was living up in Essex at the time. And I go to my phone anyway, and there was just a text on my phone. This is true now, right? So the marathon started at whatever.
Just said, keep running, cunt.
She goes, I've left. I'm gone with the dog. You can see now. doesn't make any sense because the dogs aren't blind.
No.
Oh, anyway. So, I keep saying so. The thing is, the text read, I swear to God, sorry, couldn't come in today. Hope it went well. So my own girlfriend didn't even come to meet me finish the London Marathon. Mm-hmm. And that day, Man United were playing Newcastle in the FA Cup. It was in June. So they were playing Newcastle in some FA Cup final or something. I can't remember. And I went to the pub. I remember walking to the pub, and I had tinfoil wrapped around me because I was, to give you tinfoil to keep you warm. And I got changed and I sat in the pub on my own. I started the marathon at, say, 8 o'clock. And I was done. I was in the pub at 1:30, 2 o'clock.
You were sitting wrapped in tinfoil in the pub?
Wrapped in tinfoil.
They're like, the conspiracy theorists are in again to watch a match.
With a London Marathon medal, guide dogs for the blind and no girlfriend. But I was staying in her house in Essex, so I got on the Central line and went up to Fade and Boys, where she lived, up by Loughton. And I got out there, say, 5, 6 p.m. And I got in anyway, and I was so tired. And I remember she goes, how did you get on? And I went, yeah, I just ran the marathon. And she goes, I went to Next. Went to fucking Next shopping. So I went to bed around 7 o'clock because I was absolutely exhausted. Woke up the following morning and I couldn't walk down the stairs because of my legs.
Yeah.
So I had a hot bath.
Lovely.
And then I walked down the stairs backwards. And she was giving me a lift to the station, and things were really frosty. I just run the fucking London Marathon, and you couldn't even come in with me. So I got in the car anyway and left, and I did that classic. I sent a text. I was like, she doesn't deserve me saying it to her face because she sent me a text. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to send her a text. I basically just went, just fuck off and don't ever contact me ever again.
So because she didn't meet you at the London Marathon, you took it really thick?
If you run the London Marathon and your girlfriend cannot be arsed, and she's living half an hour away to come and meet you at the finishing line, I'm sorry. But that is unacceptable relationship behaviour. A guide dog would have treated me better.
Well, it seemingly did.
And I raised $3,000 for the guide dogs, to let you know.
Yeah.
They got $3,000 out of me, and I got a medal and an ex-girlfriend.
And a massage.
Right.
And a massage.
And a massage from a random
Have you ever
bloke.
run a marathon? Have you ever done any running like that?
I've ran, but I've never officially did a marathon.
What are you running from? You running from your emotions?
No, just for health and well-being. I don't have to do it for the blind dogs. The dogs aren't even blind. It's just funny if you say it. But here's the thing. I always, every year I go, maybe I should, and then I'm sure
you got the physique to be you don't go to the gym.
No, but I would work out at home, and I go through phases where I do running just every day. So but I haven't been running recently. It was more start of the year I was doing that. Probably from January to April, I've just run 5K every day. Just,
would you?
Yeah, just routinely.
Because there's not a pick on you. You're so skinny.
Cheers.
I'm quite jealous of it. You should go to Skinny Olympics. You probably win at that.
Is there such a thing called the Skinny Olympics? Yeah. It's just for boys who are malnourished and not built that well.
So let's get back to America. So you do your speech. You're over there in Philadelphia for how long?
5 days in total.
And is that your first time ever in Philadelphia?
Yes.
And tell me, what was it like overall?
I was under the impression it would just be pretty normal. But as I get into more Uber cars, I learned that Philadelphia is apparently quite a, rough place. By the way, why does every Uber car have to smell like weed in America?
Weed is legal there.
I know, but don't do it in your Uber for me to sit in.
But they shouldn't be doing weed and driving.
Well, they don't do it when you're with them, but you can tell they've just been blazing up a second before they pick you up, and you're like, oh, this stench of this car. Yeah, so every Uber driver we get in would just be like, oh yeah, don't go to there, don't go to there. Yeah, you wouldn't be safe going to there. And then they would drop me off, and every time they drop me off, they'd be like, all right, just be careful.
Just turn around and go, I'm from West Belfast.
Exactly. Fucking don't be worrying.
I'm from West Belfast, mate. They lock the gate at 9 o'clock to stop the violence.
Exactly.
There is no violence, but they lock the gate at 9 o'clock in the peace wall. I think I'll be all right in Philadelphia.
I'm bringing the troubles, do you fuckers, right? So
overall, what were you doing in the evening time?
I would...
were you on your own?
No, I had a team member with me who was part of the...
Was that one of your staff, or is this an American?
It was one person who was part of the client I was working with. They basically supplied a helper to help facilitate the event and stuff like that.
Was it a man or a woman?
Woman.
And how'd you get on?
Really well. Yeah, all good. Yeah, she was really good help.
Have you worked with her before?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you still in contact?
Yeah.
What's happening now? What's going on?
Oh, wait.
What's all going on?
No. She's married,
Oh. I'm just checking.
That's good to check.
How old is she?
She's 34.
And she's married. It's a bit young, isn't it?
No, that's a good age to be married.
What was it?
Yeah. What age do you think is young to be like? I think if you get married 20
But for your first marriage, I suppose.
for your first marriage, you want to get that out of the way.
Get a good 5-year run at it.
Yeah.
Take the house, take the kids, take all the fucking self-esteem out of the man, take half his fucking pension, and then take some of his house as well that he fucking worked for.
That's right. I mean, from the man that's never been married.
I'm just thinking about a friend of mine that's going through that at the moment.
Oh, good. It's all good. I'm glad you support him. But yeah, so she was a good help. And I went and seen the Liberty Bell and did the whole. They have the whole monument to the Liberty Bell, and it's about freedom and American peace and whatever. But they have a whole bit about slavery that is a wee bit.
It's not good, is it? If you say
Great.
it's like you say like was I think slavery as a whole wasn't brilliant.
Yeah, if
and
you
was
take a
not
step
good.
back.
If you take a step back and look at it in one, you go, that was pretty awful.
And George Washington was king of the slaves.
Was he?
Washington had like 140 slaves working for him at the one. Yeah.
100, imagine 140 fucking
He
slaves.
basically had a small village of slaves just to be like, and that's what there's a whole argument about who is the best American president because they say George Washington is arguably the best.
Donald Trump,
He's
the best man.
Clearly, yeah. He would tell he's the best. I'm the best, okay.
Building a wall.
A big wall. But they say George Washington is the best because he was able to recognize that government has to be a government and cannot be a monarch because he had the ability to stay on if they wanted him to. But he was like, no, we need to give democracy back to the people so I can only stay every 4 years or whatever.
And while we're doing that, I'm going to have 140 sailors.
I'm going to have just a few helpers. That's all he called them. He's like, just a few helpers.
That's bullshit, man.
Guys,
fucking slavery.
Guys, I'm the president.
It's disgusting.
I need to have a few African American helpers.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's disgusting.
It is. But different times back then, it's like something my granny would say. Sure, we were all doing it.
We weren't all doing it. I didn't have 140 people working for me in Cork when I was growing up as a kid.
If you were in the 1800s, I think you would. I think you'd have 8 people working on this podcast.
Did you see that film 12 Years a Slave?
Never know.
It's fucking brutal, man.
It would be.
It's horrific what goes on. You come out of a film and you just be like, oh, I just feel so angry. And then you just be like, oh, Jesus. And you actually think to yourself, like, can you believe that another human being actually thought that this was a good thing to do? Like, it's like Vladimir Putin. Like, mate, like, where do you not have any emotion? Like, is there no feeling of humanity in you to understand that you're going to drop bombs on people with kids?
Yep.
Like, is there no? Like, I just don't understand human behavior. Like, think about Putin. Like, he's never ever going to be able to leave Russia ever again. Because as soon as they get him, he's going to be. There's only one way that Putin can go here now is when he dies. Like, he's not going to be able to leave Russia. He's never going to be able to go to a G8 because the minute he flies into fucking Switzerland or Norway for a fucking meeting, he's obviously going to be arrested for war crimes, isn't he?
Yeah.
I imagine.
I don't know though.
He will be, man. The United Nations or whoever else is in charge. Surely Vladimir Putin leaves Russia, somebody can arrest him. But he's got a good chance of being assassinated because he's out of Russia.
You think in Russia he probably has a good chance of being assassinated?
Well, something's got to give. Now, I don't know how long this war is going to go on, but obviously, something's got. Let me just tell you, people who invade other countries, the people who are doing the invading, it never fucking ends well for them. So
no, you're right.
It never ends well for them. So he's basically as bad as
Northern Ireland.
Putin has basically signed his old debt warrant by invading the Ukraine. Yeah. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take.
Yeah,
could take 10 years, could take 15 years. He's never probably going to be able to leave Russia again.
But don't they say, there's already reports that apparently he was sick anyway.
He had blood cancer.
Yeah, and so is he just...
But you know what? His daughters are in Switzerland. His daughters are in school in Switzerland, apparently.
Yeah, right?
His daughters are in school in Switzerland.
What age are his daughters?
I don't know.
I say that like I'm going to date them. I'm not.
What age are his daughters?
It's such a pervy thing to ask.
Can you imagine his daughters like, that's just dad?
Oh, classic. I swear, you should see him at Christmas. It's fucking, I tell you what. You should see the presents.
But his daughters are apparently living in Switzerland. Can you imagine the protection they have? Like, surely you would think, the way you want to get to somebody. Didn't the Ukraine go to didn't the Ukraine get one of Russian's Putin's allies and his wife or something?
Right.
They blew up a car.
And that's how they...
I'm not saying they should do that, but what I'm saying is that how you need to, if you can't get to him by force, you need to get to him by somewhere else.
Does he care about his daughters?
Does he
there you go.
I don't know.
It's a fucking... It's insane. But talking about like the whole fucking slavery thing. Things they used to do back in the 1800s, like in the early days of America, were like they used to fucking duel each other. Like
Duel?
Yeah.
What's that?
They used to say, for example, me and you have a disagreement politically. Let's say, fucking, you know, you like one thing, I like the other.
You want potato bread, I don't want potato bread.
Exactly, even though you do. We would, I'd be like, well, I don't like that. And you'd be like, well, I don't like it. And I'd be like, well, we're going to settle this with a duel. And then...
So one person has to die?
Essentially, yeah, they both got with a gun. And then there would be witnesses. You'd have like a doctor would be on site. And you'd turn your back, count to 10, and it, boom. It's if you ever watched the show Hamilton, that's what that's all about. And that's how Hamilton died. Hamilton died in a duel with
thanks for telling me that. Ticket's booked.
I mean, it happened in 1800, Andrew. Yeah. So
it's like going to Titanic.
Yeah,
happens.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how he dies for a duel. And the person who killed him was the vice president at the time, Aaron Burr, who then had to go run into hiding.
And have you seen Hamilton?
Just on Disney Plus. I haven't seen it live on West End.
Is it good?
Fantastic. One of the fucking best musicals in recent history.
Really? Have you seen the Book of Mormon?
Again, only on video.
Oh,
haven't seen it.
My God.
Auditioned for it. I told you.
Yeah, you told me audition. Yeah. Oh my God, it is.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Oh, I highly recommend if anybody can get tickets to the Book of Mormon. By all means, go and see it. I went to watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is one of my favourite films of all time, right? With Gene Wilder in it. Just that scene where he comes out with the walking stick and then he rolls over is one of my greatest scenes.
I want you to enter like that in the Everyman for your Cork show.
Tickets are available. Plenty of fucking tickets are available.
I was on a marathon run, guys. And then a blind dog
comes out
over and you go, whoa! That's great.
But the thing is that I went to see Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in the West End in London, and this was the start of the anger, really.
What in your life?
In my eyes, this is where it started, man.
This is where my anger started.
There was a school in.
Oh.
They were on, so we're watching the show, and there's obviously 5 teachers with about 30 kids, part of a school day. You know, like they're on a school tour from fucking Finland or fucking Canada. I don't know, whatever they were. Anyway, they were
very different.
Finland or Canada.
Yeah, it's Finland or Canada. I can't quite place it, but
it's a country that's not Ireland.
Right.
It could have been China or fucking Ghana there, like. Just whatever came into the head, Aaron. Like, it's this constant pushing at me. I can see why women don't want to be in relationships because you're pushing people away. Just let the story unfold.
No, I need to know the details. I need to know the minute
But
details.
they were from a fucking school in the world. A fucking... Is that good enough information for you?
Sure, yeah. I was just trying to get an understanding.
You're back on probation.
Sorry, yeah.
Anyway. They were talking, right? The kids were talking. Oh my God.
What was their accent for?
I couldn't go.
I know that was quite Swahili.
Yeah, they were doing all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to watch it, like, you know, oompa, loompa, tickety doo. And all I hear in the background is, fucking phones are on and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So then the interval comes, and this English guy goes over to the teachers. He's like, we can't watch the show, mate. You saw the kids who make so bloody much noise. And the teacher's just like, yeah, not my children, you know, whatever that fucking shite. So the second half starts anyway, and I lose interest in, and I start tapping my knee. And I had another girlfriend. Then we broke up. We broke up like a week after that as well. Yeah, it's
every significant story in your life.
I need to stop talking about stuff like that.
I love
people
it.
think like I'm some sort of fucking. I'm the problem. I think I'm the problem.
Well, yeah.
And we just got up and left before the end.
Yeah.
Just got up and left before the end. But do you know what? I'm
enough.
done with watching theatre and cinema with other people who fucking sneeze, rubbing their noses, scratching their faces.
Yeah, burping.
Just like, they're just sitting there like, and the shoulder, and they're watching TV like this. I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking done with it, man. I'm staying at home and I'm not putting up with any of this shit again. So I don't spend any money on luxuries like that now anymore. If anything, I stand outside and I just look at them coming out and I go, oh, so many people had a bad time there.
Really?
Because of fucking other people.
I understand that. Look, we all go through a bad experience at the theatre, at the cinema, or whatever it is. I know Sean was talking about going to see Elvis the other week, and he had to be a man and stand up and tell them enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
And I'm glad he did that. Sean, you made me proud. The fucking
Thanks,
kids.
Sean.
No problem. No problem.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for coming on to us with Cork. Great to catch up with Aaron again after he's come back from America. Tickets available for the live podcast at the Sunflower on the 11th of December. We've sold quite a few tickets. There's only 50 tickets available if you want to come down to watch us do a live podcast. It's stand-up comedy in the first section and then a live podcast recording in the second section. We will have special guests. They are all to be announced. Details are up on my website. They're also up on Instagram, on the link trees, and there'll be links on the YouTube. It's dead easy. Just follow me on Instagram and you'll see it all in the link tree. So please do subscribe, like and share. Thanks so much to everybody. Thanks for checking in with us again this week. And we'll be back with more episodes next week. Please sign up to the Patreon as well. £3 a month, 3 extra episodes. Sort your lives out. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, guys. Do what he said.